Elon Musk's years-long feud with OpenAI and Sam Altman is escalating here. Venture capitalists Reid Hoffman and Microsoft are now defendants in Musk's case against the owner of ChatGPT. Plus, Musk's startup xAI and Sivan Zilis, a former OpenAI board member, have been added to the plaintiffs and added as plaintiffs to the case, and Musk is alleging that OpenAI and its founders conspired to defraud him by putting commercial interests ahead of the public good. With the billionaire headed to an advisory role in the White House next year, what could this mean for Musk's friends and his competitors? We've got Sarah Krebs, the director of Cornell University's Tech Policy Institute, here with us. So if he does get into a very influential role within the new incoming administration, the reboot Trump administration, what could that potentially mean for some very cutting edge technology where Musk is making some severe allegations here?
Yeah, the lawsuit is interesting in itself, and I think is emblematic of a lot of the complications and complexities of these issues. So in this case, with Microsoft and Elon Musk's concern about antitrust, I found that very interesting that he was adding Microsoft to this lawsuit in the sense that Microsoft is good at a lot of things, but one of the things it's probably best at is in defending against antitrust. It has a lot of experience from that, from the 1990s and early 2000s. But it certainly seems peculiar now, or not surprising, given that OpenAI is worth about $157 billion, that Musk wants to get in on that action. But his role in the White House and his influence, I think, will complicate things considerably in the sense that he has so many different companies, so much influence now with the White House, trying to figure out how that works, thread that needle of conflict of interest versus representing, I think, a real interest within the tech industry of deregulating will be difficult.
Talk to me about the context you just provided on Microsoft. Does their ability to withstand regulatory pressure fundamentally change with Musk so close to the president-elect?
I think that in theory, the courts are independent in this regard, and I think that our system of courts has shown to be fairly kind of independent of what I think we would see in a White House setting. And I do think that this question of antitrust and anti-competitive practices has had a long history, again, kind of interestingly with Microsoft itself. And so one of the things I spent a lot of time reading this lawsuit last night. And so it points a lot to the 70% of the market share, and having a large percentage of market share is not what antitrust is about.
Right.
It's using that position for anti-competitive practices to harm consumers, predatory pricing. And again, that's interesting because that's something that Microsoft had a lot of experience with in the late 1990s and 2000s. So I think that the attorneys will get involved here in ways that I think are probably fairly independent of the political process.